AI dating. Is that actually the big new trend for 2025?
I hope not.
Thank you so much for joining us today on Second Act TV. Once again, I'm so happy to welcome back Treva Brandon Scharf, the dating coach, communications expert, and the author of Done Being Single. Treva, thank you so much for joining us again.
Thank you. Love being here.
In addition to all of the other accolades I just mentioned, you are just a fabulous writer in terms of articles and blogging. And that's what we want to talk about today. One of your very recent blogs that certainly got my attention, AI dating. Is that actually the big new trend for 2025?
I hope not.
Well, Treva wrote this great article on how AI is not your BF or GF. A great title, by the way. And this really, I mean, I've heard, of course, I know what AI is, but this whole AI dating thing, oh my goodness, once you start Googling this, it's scary at best.
Oh my God. It started with, I think I started seeing those ads on Facebook, which I took screenshots of and included. I embedded them into the blog. So you'll see what I'm talking about. And it just was so bizarro world. I had to know more.
For those who don't know what AI dating is, which I just learned myself, based on here, but it's an article that I found here. It says, I love the description here, from creating the perfect icebreaker to creating AI powered chatbots that mimic real
Yeah.
conversation. AI is here to stay. Basically, most of the major dating sites are adapting an AI feature that helps you in the initial stages of
Mm-hmm.
online dating, because so many people hate online dating.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They want to take away that initial interaction that is so frustrating for people and have bots do it. Am I
Yeah. No,
understanding
no,
this
you
right?
got it. You got it. The thing that bothers me, I mean, look, I guess, will have its purposes and benefits. To me, it feels like it is disabling us. And I mean, you can make this argument for all technology that, makes it so that we don't have to do much, right? We've got all of this technology at our fingertips so that we don't really have to make an effort. And so, okay, yeah, it can help you write a bio, I guess, or write your profile. It can come up with some icebreakers or some conversation starters. I guess that's okay. But you know what? Dating is, there's so much about it to me that's old school and old fashioned and should be kept that way,
Yeah,
skills.
if I take a look or look at this like with a real open mind, the benefits, the possible benefits. Okay, so you do have trouble writing a profile. You have trouble maybe writing messages. So you get a little help there. AI is supposed to take what your words are or who you really are and put it out there and make those initial contacts more efficiently. Is what they're saying, and all that. I'm kind of okay with all that. The problem is, and that's when we get to the drawbacks, and honestly that's probably what you and I are going to focus on in this conversation, is the need to remain authentic. How that just baffles me.
Yeah, me too, because I'm such an authentic person. I can't
Mm-hmm.
imagine. I can't imagine outsourcing it or delegating it to a robot. I
Yeah.
can't. But then again, I'm not everybody, and I may be different, and there are those who might need a little help and a little hand. And okay, like I'm with you on that. Okay, sometimes, I mean, I guess we all use AI in a way, even if we're just using Google Docs. I mean, or the words will pop up for us, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're all sort of using it, but my thing is that, like I said, it disables us from being us and being who we are, and as to your point, authentic and human.
Totally, and it's the same people I think that are being helped with this. People who are perhaps shy, who will get out there, so sort of, by utilizing a bot. Maybe that is a great way to actually get somebody going in the process. That would be a benefit, which they claim is a benefit. I think the issue, the big issue, and I think you would agree with me, is that you become dependent on that.
Yeah.
That is actually a hindrance eventually if you think that's the only
Yes.
way you can join the dating scene.
Yes, this is what I'm saying. We become dependent on it, and I
Mm-hmm.
say it all the time in a million different ways, use it or lose it. But I'm also kind of heartened and hopeful because we are talking to an audience of people over a certain age, and I say
Mm-hmm.
this every time I get on your show. Thank God for the demographic of your audience. Thank God, because everybody watching this right now knows a time before all of this
Mm-hmm.
stuff started happening.
Right.
And we had to look people in the eye and we had to come up with conversation starters and
Mm-hmm.
icebreakers. We had to approach people.
I'm really anxious to hear from our viewers on this. If because a lot of you are online dating, you either hate it, you love it, probably hate it more so than love it if you go by the stats. But have you used this? Have you used
Yeah,
of
yeah.
any of these AI tools? Because again, it's kind of like online dating. If you use it as the tool it's intended to, yeah, it could be helpful. The other things they say here as benefits is AI can learn what you really want and what other people want and your behavior, that they are there whether you use AI or not. The platforms are supposed to match you, and they're saying that they'll be able to more efficiently match you now, maybe, but eventually you still have to meet.
Yes. So again, I'm all for optimizing. If it makes it easier, I guess it gives you tools. If you use it as a tool, okay. But it's a slippery slope. And
Mm-hmm.
dating is just one of those beautiful old traditions. Courtship is just, and romance, right? You want to
Yeah.
keep the humanity in them. It's even out there now. They have these like dating concierges
Mm-hmm.
that do all of the work for you. They do all of the searching. I mean, I guess it has it come to that we can't even look for ourselves.
it,
It's a little scary.
Well, and you brought up a good point here, which is the progression of this. I would almost say that just the initial tools, yeah, again, like kind of like online dating, use it quickly. You have somebody that interests you, get off the platform and meet in person, because that ultimately is what you want to do. If you stay on the platform, you may be really getting dependent on something that can absolutely be dangerous. And to your point, what I was getting to is that they actually are developing dating coaches that there's programs now on some of the dating sites that are developing like wingmen or wing women, that if you
Yeah,
have
yeah, yeah, yeah.
you have your dating coach with you, if you're on a date and you don't know what to say, or maybe you run to the bathroom real fast and I mean, it goes beyond my comprehension in certain ways.
Yes. Okay, so this is what I'm saying. What does this lead to? Technology has removed so much of the human aspect, right?
Mm-hmm.
We don't have to do much anymore to find a date. You just swipe and you search and you look and and now, I mean, soon people are going to be replaced. And this is the whole point of the article eventually. People, especially younger people, maybe not our demo, but are not our cohort, but young men who are just so fed up and can't get a date. They'll just have these girlfriends in their pockets.
Well, and the other way around too, lonely, women who are lonely. And, again, I mean, I really thought about this after I read your article and after I did some research. And, you go back to who we are, who most of our audience is, and it all seems a little bit unbelievable. There are really lonely people out there. Loneliness
Yes,
is one of the biggest killers. It's worse than, I
yes,
believe, heart disease. The
yes.
stats are just they're horrific. And maybe having a AI boyfriend or girlfriend is something that could help in certain situations, but walking that line of reality and just the digital world.
Yes, there are a lot of applications for this. And yes, it does relieve, I guess, some loneliness and it does provide some companionship or the illusion of companionship
Mm-hmm.
to have someone talking to you. I mean, whatever's going to make you feel better. Okay. But as a dating person, It worries me. I mean, I get freaked out going to self-checking, like going to the store and seeing people that that worries me. I fear for people. And I'm a believer in love and romance. My whole thing, I
Mhm.
believe in courtship. I think it's a beautiful thing. And I don't know, but there are some other applications for older people, seniors that I
Maybe
get,
can't get
okay,
out.
that like right, okay. I don't know if you lose yourself in it, I
Mhm.
think that's the fear, to lose yourself, to lose your human capacity and your function, to be a
Mhm.
human.
Yeah, I was, in high school and college, I was a huge fan of science fiction, the whole 1984, Brave New World and all that. I feel like we're doing a segment on that we're living in that. And again, that's why I really would love to hear from our audience. Have you had experience with this and what do you think about it? It's something we can talk about forever, the implications of this. I think for the purposes of this segment, what I really wanted to get across, one, it's out there. This is here, and this is going to, apparently, from everything that the CEOs of the big sites are saying, this is here to stay. They're developing this. So maybe one of the issues, or one of the red flags we have to look out for now is not so much a fake picture, or but are you even
Yeah,
talking to a
yes.
real person?
Yeah. Am I talking to a robot? Am I
Mhm.
flirting with a machine? And we're there and we want to optimize it and maximize it. These are the tools and things we don't have to, you don't have
Mhm.
to, but I get why people would want to check them out to better help them in their search for love.
Mhm.
If this is what we're limited to, still stay you, be you. You've got to
Mhm.
not lose yourself. I
Right.
think that's what I'm
Well,
trying
and
to do.
that's the big drawback that all of everybody acknowledged, is the loss of authenticity. And you still, even though you have these tools, so maybe you can't write well. Lots of people can't. Maybe you can't start that conversation, and this is a great tool. However, whatever input you give, be yourself. I mean, don't put stuff in there that you think is going to make you popular.
Yeah, yeah.
and
Um,
and, and I think people are going to have a hard time not doing that.
well, yes, I get it. I mean, we all want to be the best at what we're doing, right? Whether
Mm-hmm.
you're a writer or you're an artist, or there are things you are going to want to use to help you. It's just, I feel there is this point of no return
Mm-hmm.
that makes me a little nervous that we, are going to lose our ability to carry out the functions that we've done for hundreds and hundreds of years in the name of efficiency. Boo, boring. Anyway.
I would love to hear questions on this, because we're going to have to cover this more and more, because of the quick growth that this is expected to have in 2025. So do leave us your questions, or maybe, in what way would you like to have more information on this? Because again, this is here to stay. This is being actively developed, and will be as prominent as online dating is. Treva, I mean, we're
Yes.
starting to come to the end. Where would you like to take this segment? Is there anything positive we can leave?
Yeah. Hey man, if you're using these things, hey, at least you're trying. So I'm going to give you credit. I may not be a total fan, but whatever gets you up and out and in it, okay. I mean, I'm proud of you, all of you that are still wanting to date and still wanting to find love. Don't listen to me. I'm probably super old fashioned. I am, and I need to get with the program a little bit more. And I am. You know what I'm saying? You know my whole thing. So yeah, so do what you need to, okay?
I want to keep people like you. I think we need people like you to actually maintain humanity. So get with the program, yeah, to a certain extent. And again, I think I've said this before already, but just to hammer it home before we sign off, use it and then get off. Make sure you don't omit the real
Oh,
world.
yes. Oh, yes, yes, yes. I mean, this leads to other complications to this, because people complain about there are no places to meet people anymore. They're not unwrong, as I like to say to my husband. You're not
They're
unwrong,
done right.
because I can't say he's right, so I'll say you're unwrong. There is the demise of the third spaces. They're not we don't have places to go anymore. Stores are closing, retail is closing, brick and mortar. These are all natural places where people would meet, right? In real life, organically. Technology is messing with that too, because it's making it easier to stay home and not have to engage. That I have problems with that. So technology is good, it's bad. Get out. So get on the apps and get out. Spend as much time on the apps, in real life as you do on the apps, and I will be happy. You will make me happy.
Well, what will make you happy, and you probably already know this, but one of the big dating trends, ironically, is going back IRL. People are sick and tired of online dating, and that there's a huge move going back to IRL and meeting up in groups. It's like a 40% jump or something.
Oh, I love hearing that.
So that is wonderful. And I actually hope that this doesn't ruin that. That if you're sick and tired of online dating, that this is seen as something to really draw you back in, which it is intended to do. And so now I'm ruining the positive of this segment again.
No, it's good. It's all positive. You know, that you're even watching today.
Yay.
Positive.
Yay.
So,
well, Treva, as always, I'm going to link to all of your information. If anything here just really resonated with you, get a hold of Treva. You do need dating coaches, some of us. And hopefully it's not going to be a bot.
Yes. No, you need a dating coach like me, not like this.
I mean, in a way, I just want to try it to see how they even do. It's crazy. So, and be sure that you pick up a copy of Treva's book right here, Done Being Single. It does take you back to the real world and what we face out there. And it's just such a lovely read. So Treva, thank you again for all of your time, for your wisdom.
Thank you.
Make sure you follow her blogs if you haven't yet. There'll be a big link in the show notes. You have great stuff that you share.
Oh, and subscribe to my newsletter.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. There'll be a link.
There are links galore on my website.
Yeah, you can't miss it.
The newsletter is awesome because that I really let it rip in the newsletter.
Absolutely. Subscribe to the newsletter. And Treva, I look forward to another conversation soon on Second Act TV.
Thank you.